Breaking news on the Ravens rundown as the Baltimore Ravens have placed the non-exclusive franchise tag on quarterback Lamar Jackson. Tyler Jones here. Thanks for joining us as we break down what this all means for your Baltimore Ravens. Let's start out with the news coming from ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter this afternoon. Just about an hour before the tag deadline, the Ravens sent notice to the NFL Players Association that they placed the $32.41 million non-exclusive franchise tag on quarterback Lamar Jackson. He is now allowed to negotiate with other teams, but the Ravens have right to match any offer sheet he signs or take 2 first-round picks in return for him. So this sets the stage as Shefty lays out there. Either he gets an offer sheet and the Ravens match it from another team, or they move on from him, let him go somewhere else, and get 2 first-round picks back. That's the scenario that is set up here. And there was a tweet that followed this from Adam Schefter that was followed by from Diana Rossini, another ESPN NFL insider, who said the Atlanta Falcons are not interested in signing Lamar Jackson. They were viewed as one of the heavy favorites for bringing in the Ravens quarterback. And so, how about that? A lot to unpack, to unfold. We will go through all of that. I'll share my thoughts, what this means for the Ravens, and get to it in just 1 second. Before we do, your chance to get the show started here today on the Ravens Rundown. What is your one-word reaction to Lamar Jackson receiving the non-exclusive franchise tag? Give me one word to describe it. For me, I'm surprised. We heard over the last couple of days that it was more likely than it had been previously that they were going to go with the non-exclusive tag. I'm still surprised, though. What say you? Give me one word to describe your one-word reaction to Lamar getting the non-exclusive tag. Folks, I got to tell you, Ravens fans, this is an awesome thing we got going on with our new NFL Draft channel here at Chat Sports. You may be wondering, where can I find all the latest happenings leading up to the NFL Draft and what's to come, whether it's player breakdowns, interviews, mock drafts? We have you covered all in one place. This draft is going to be very important for your Baltimore Ravens. So, with that, if you want more draft content, more draft coverage, head over to our brand new NFL Draft channel by Chat Sports on YouTube, youtube.com/chatnfl, for all the latest previews and analysis ahead of the 2023 NFL Draft. We're talking about guys the Ravens could be selecting, and we have interviews and in-depth analysis you do not want to miss on. Head over there and subscribe today for free. Let's let the Ravens flock represent among some of the best fans in the NFL. How many Ravens fans off of today's video can we send over there to subscribe to the channel? Subscribe now for free. Turn on notifications as well. youtube.com/chatnfl. So I understand if you're sitting here and saying to yourself, well, what does non-exclusive tag mean? What does this entail for the Ravens? How does it differ from the exclusive franchise tag? Well, the folks at Spotrac, they have definitions on these things. And so I want to read you what they have to say of what this all exactly means. If you don't understand, don't worry about it. We got you covered here. When a player is offered a non-exclusive tag, he is still able to negotiate with other organizations. If an offer sheet is submitted and signed by the tag team, the previous team must match the offer to keep the player. Otherwise, the player will officially sign with the new team, who will send 2 first-round picks to the losing team in order to complete the transaction. So, with that said, the tag cost is $32.4 million. You have to think somebody out there, more than likely, is going to give Lamar an offer of some sorts. And then the Ravens have the choice to match that offer or let him go to another team for those 2 first-round picks that they would get in return with that tag offer that's being placed on. So basically, in a nutshell, to break this all down, the Ravens are saying, look, Lamar, we've negotiated with you for a year now. No deal has been in place. We haven't been able to get something done. So we're going to go let you talk to other teams. They're going to do the negotiating now. Let's see if you can go get that guaranteed money you want. If you can get that and someone else is willing to pay for it, then we can talk and have a discussion later. But now they're turning things over to other teams. Very interesting. The depth chart for the Ravens, Lamar, of course, QB1. And then there's Tyler Huntley, who also is going to enter free agency as a restricted free agent. And then you have Anthony Brown, who, of course, is sitting there as well as QB3. So we'll see what the Ravens do when it comes to the quarterback position. Tyler Huntley very well may be the starter next year. Will Lamar play for the Ravens in 2023? It's fascinating, isn't it, that we are having this discussion now. The rumors are as heavy as they have ever been before, folks. Let me know. What do you think? Is Lamar back? Does he end up somewhere else? Does he get another team to put an offer out there and the Ravens decline to match? Take the 2 first-round picks? What do you think? Is Lamar going to be back with the Ravens next year? Why for yes, in for no? Let us know in the comment section. Folks, this is why you subscribe. Breaking news, we were ready to go. We could not wait to find a studio and try to get this video out as quickly as possible to react to this Lamar Jackson news. And you better believe we are going to be covering this over the next several weeks, very much in depth of what this scenario will play out. Will he stay with Baltimore? Will he go elsewhere? You know that we're going to cover it. What about those 2 first-round picks? Does Eric Costa like the idea of those 2 first-round picks rather than paying Lamar? So many questions, so many answers to figure out. Come along for the ride and join us as we go on this journey together. And we are close to 9,000 subscribers. Less than 100 away now. Let's get there. Subscribe now for the latest happenings, your favorite team. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. YouTube.com/RavensTV. Personally, with the non-exclusive tag, by opening up the possibility and allowing Lamar to talk to other teams for the very first time in his career, I think Lamar Jackson has played his very last game for the Baltimore Ravens. That opinion, I'll be honest, just being humble here for a second, is different than what I've felt before. In the past, I've sat here and I've thought that there would be a way for Lamar to come back to Baltimore, that the Ravens and Lamar would find a way to work things out, that Lamar wanted to be there, the Ravens wanted him there. But now that you've gotten to this point where you're willing to let him talk to other teams, I don't see there being a return, a way to bounce back from this and repair this relationship of some sorts. And if you're Lamar Jackson right now, you're probably taking this as an insult of some sorts. And if you're the Ravens, I think now you have to do your due diligence and start to consider your future beyond Lamar Jackson, of who that next guy could be. I wouldn't be surprised if the Ravens end up drafting a quarterback high, that somebody offers Lamar, and then they take those 2 first-round picks, or they take the pick they have right now at 22 and move up in the draft, whatever it may be, and end up drafting a high quarterback. Because you look at the 4 quarterbacks that everybody's talking about in this draft: Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Will Levis, and Anthony Richardson. All of those guys now are projected to be somewhere in the top 15 for the most part. Anthony Richardson, who was the number 4 quarterback for most of this time that people have been scouting quarterbacks, put together a heck of a combine, and now they're talking about him maybe even jumping up to the top 5. So if you're the Ravens and you want a quarterback, you can't get one of those guys at 22. You're going to have to pick a guy early if you want one of those quarterbacks, quite frankly. The numbers on these guys here: Bryce Young, 32 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Of course, he won the Heisman back in 2021. C.J. Stroud statistically had the best year passing-wise between those 4 last year. And you look at the size and athleticism, he's the one that looks the part the most between those 4 quarterbacks. Richardson, the most athletic. Will Levis, coming in from a pro-style system there at Kentucky, somebody to watch for as well. So personally, I like Bryce Young the best. I like C.J. Stroud second best, but we'll see what the Ravens do. A lot of time now to figure out. I think we're going to have some answers here as far as what Lamar's future holds, and if they'll go with maybe one of these rookies, or if they could stay with Tyler Huntley or look at other options. We'll see. Should the Ravens draft a QB in the first round? What do you think? You think it's time for the Ravens to move on from Lamar and restart that clock? Let us know in the comments section. Should the Ravens draft a QB in the first round? Type D for draft, type P for pass. Also, let me know which of those quarterbacks you like the best that are going to be first-round picks in this upcoming draft. Also, check out our draft channel where we are getting you ready for the NFL draft. Subscribe there, youtube.com/chatNFL. It is going to be a wild ride the next few weeks, folks, here on the channel. Buckle up, subscribe. We'll see you next time here on the Ravens Rundown.